And here come our road runners. Building suspense. We will have the coin toss, and then we'll have the singing of our national anthem. The captains for Holbrook football include number 2, Daniel John, number 33, Matthias Montijo, and number 3, Simeon Shaw. St. John's won the coin toss and have deferred. And the Roadrunners will be receiving the kickoff. All right, if you would now please stand for our national anthem. If you're able, please remove your headwear. Turn your attention to west end of the stadium as our official mascot sings our national anthem.
Sorry, guys. Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early lights what so proudly we held at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fights o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
No, oh, that's right. Had a lot of vodka in it. Yeah, that's right.
Oh, is that what they
A
call
lot
it?
of vodka.
My name is Mark Saxton,
And I'm Chris Allison.
and welcome to Holbrook Roadrunner Football Stadium. Friday Night Lights is back. Chris, how do you feel about it?
Oh, I am excited. Holbrook, St. John's coming in, both starting out 1-0.
And some excitement over the last few years with these two teams, and we'll see if we're in for some fireworks tonight. As we get, like you said, both 1-0, both bringing in some defensive plays. Holbrook shutting down Winslow in their last game, winning 12-0.
Yeah, St. John's played Monument Valley, won 63-0.
Bit of a win there.
Yeah, so we'll see. St. John's and Holbrook always play each other good. Got some new faces on both teams, so we'll see how it goes.
And here's the kickoff. St. John's won the coin toss, deferred. Holbrook elected to receive as they gather it up around the 20. Making his way all the way up to the 40. And brought down. As that was William Kynes with the return there, and a great return at that. So Holbrook will set up shop in their own area about the 40.
Yeah, William Kynes was the first team all-region kickoff returner.
And the handoff, and immediately swallowed up behind the line of scrimmage as that play went nowhere. St. John's already showing a tough defensive front as it'll be second and long now.
Yeah, St. John's just really kind of shot the gaps with their down linemen and didn't even give Holbrook time to get their hands on them.
So here they come in a split back. As that is Jonathan Sample taking the snap here. And the handoff. Montijo cuts up for maybe two there as he swallowed up immediately. We'll see where the ball spot is.
Montijo with a carry, roughly 3 yards.
Sophomore Jonathan Sample getting the start today as senior Darren Justman got a little beat up against Winslow last week.
Going down with a knee issue. Hopefully he's going to be all right with a quick return. Nonetheless, wishing best of luck to Jonathan Sample in his young career. As yet again, there he is in a split back. Sees what the defense is giving him. Here's a snap. And a quick other handoff, and quickly swallowed up again for a loss of 3 there, bringing up 4th down.
I'm going to turn you up, monitor your headphones. They're going to be too loud now. They're going to really turn up.
So it's looking like Holbrook is going to punt here as they are 4th and 35. Sorry, 4th and 15 on the 35. Bad snap, and he is able to get the punt off as it did not go very far to St. John's. 45 bounces back to the 50 area into Roadrunner territory. So St. John's will take over.
Roadrunners starting out not being able to get very many yards on offense, but don't worry, folks, they'll start clicking.
A lot of football left. See what they come out defensively. As the student section getting riled up. So it looks like Caden Waite under center, handing the ball off. Going up the gut for about 5 there. Decent gain.
Roadrunners defense got 3 interceptions last game. One by Simeon Sean and the other 2 by Orlon Salas. So keep an eye on those 2.
Here's the I formation. And getting the Roadrunners to go off sides there.
I think we may have gotten an offensive line moving.
Waiting for Randall Anselmo in the white hat for the final call. And waiting to see if it's encroachment or if it's a false start here. And the correction is made. It is encroachment on the defense.
Encroachment on the defense, 5 yards.
And that'll bring up a 2nd and 1. We'll call it a 1.5 feet. As here comes St. John's yet again in the I formation. Snap, quick handoff, up the middle, once again with another 5 or 6 yards with a carry by Trace Nielsen. Senior there in St. John's.
Yeah, St. John's getting some good blocking on that dive.
Holbrook's front 4 is going to need to get aggressive if they keep showing run, especially right up the middle. Some smash mouth football. Once again in the I formation. Oh, and a fumble on the snap. He's able to recover, handing it off to Nielsen with a wide open view to the end zone. St. John scoring first, 6-0, as there wasn't a Roadrunner in sight.
Yeah, I think that fumble kind of screwed the Roadrunners up. It almost made it a delayed handoff and wide open gap on the left side.
Yeah, they zigged when they should have zagged there. And it looks like they're going to be setting up for the field goal.
Field goal's going to be good, so that puts St. John's up 7-0 with 8:12 left to go in the first quarter. We'll be back right after this.
Hines and Shaw for the return for the Roadrunners.
So after a quick 7, St. John's set to kick. 8 minutes, 12 seconds left here in the first quarter as the kick goes all the way back to the Roadrunners 15, scooped up by Simeon Shaw. Simeon making his way up the right side of the field. There is a flag, though, as he's finally brought down at about the 50, and I think this one's going to come back.
Yeah, I think they got a block in the back.
And definitely not what the doctor ordered for the Roadrunners, as they needed to come out swinging after that first drive.
Yeah, that penalty's going to put the Roadrunners deep in their own territory.
Holding number 20 on the return team. 10 yards, first down.
So it'll be holding on Baylor Reed head, as that puts the Roadrunners back on their own 25.
Roadrunners on their 25.
So we'll see what the Roadrunners come out with offensively, see what Coach Agramont has up his sleeve for that St. John's defense.
Yeah, they've got to get the ball into their playmakers' hands. They've got number 3, Simeon Shaw, who is a second-team all-conference wide receiver, first-team all-region defensive back, first-team all-region punt returner, and a first-team all-region wide receiver. He was their touchdown machine last year. They need to get him the ball.
Good things happen when that man is on the ball. Here's the snap, handoff to Montijo. Montijo up the right side for about 5 as he's forced out of bounds.
Montijo, not a slouch either. Missed, I think, the first 6 games last year with a knee injury, but his sophomore year, the season before that, he rushed for over 1,200 yards.
Yeah, and after that injury last year, he's definitely wanting to come back this year and really come out in a blaze of glory. So keep your eyes on him. And once again, in the single back, Sample checks the defense. Here's the snap. It was low. Does get the handoff to Montijo up the left side to the 30. The 35 brought down at about the 40 for a first down for the Roadrunners.
Yeah, Montijo's a shifty runner. He's a perfect play calling, getting him out in the open field into some space and let him do what he wants to do.
Yeah, and when he gets to going, he is a hard man to stop. So giving these Roadrunner fans something to cheer about as they get their first down of the game. 7 minutes and 13 seconds left in the first quarter. Motion, snap to Simeon Shaw as he cuts up field for about 5 at about the 45 area. So this is what you needed after a first drive like that, when you got shut down, you're moving the ball forward. Now, if you're Coach Agramont, are you thinking about maybe opening up the playbook, throwing downfield?
Yeah, I think you've got to. Maybe do one more outside run, get that first down, come out first and 10, and throw the ball.
So we will see what he has the sophomore do, as once again in the single back, checking what he has in front of him. The snap, another handoff to the outside, just like he called, Chris, as Montijo cannot get around that edge, as he is brought down by Caden White for a no gain.
Yeah, Sample did get some playing time last game against Winslow when Justman got hurt. He was 2 for 4, averaged 10 and a half yards per pass, so he did get some throws in there.
So 3rd and 5, we will see what Coach Agramont does here after they were just stopped on a run on the outside. Snap. And he does drop back for a pass. Thought about it and ends up getting swallowed up as he turned around. So it'll be 4th and long now.
Yeah, that line's got to give him more than a second and a half to get that throw off.
Yeah, he barely took a couple steps out to the right. Wasn't there. Tried to check the other side of the field and was met by half of that defensive line. So it looks like they're on their own 38, 4th and 12. And they are in punt formation. Snap. The punt, better than the last one, as it does go to the St. John's 43.
St. John's will have the ball at the 43.
So Holbrook back on defense. They need to get a stop here. Need to try to get in that backfield instead of letting St. John's open up those holes.
Yeah, like I said, those front four need to get aggressive. They need to have a breakout drive here. Stop that momentum on that St. John side. Once again, coming out in the I formation. Here's a snap, another handoff up the middle as he is still going and finally brought down on Holbrook's 42, we'll call it, 43.
Yeah, he was able just to bounce it outside and really only had one man to beat.
And St. John's coming out with some really great blocking up front, opening up those gaps. And once again, an up the middle run. And Holbrook has not found an answer for that run up the middle.
No, and I think St. John's is going with if it's not broke, don't fix it mentality.
Absolutely, and why not? I mean, do it until they stop you. So after moving the chains, 4 minutes, 12 seconds left in the first quarter here. And staying in the same formation, telegraphing what they're doing. Wade under center with the snap, and once again a run up the middle to Jude Raban, and finally brought down after moving the chains yet again for another first down.
And it looks like, I think I saw a flag fly in there.
Yep.
It's going to be in the vicinity of holding. And that's what it looks like it is.
So it'll be holding on Bridge and Heap as that play is brought back. Remaining first down. Holbrook catching a break there. Let's see if they can capitalize, as they're still coming out in a 40 stack. Oh, he almost got him off sides again as he holds on for the play action, tosses it out all alone. No one in sight as an easy pass for 6 as St. John goes up 13-0, 3 minutes, 27 seconds left in the first quarter.
Yeah.
Holbrook's got to get in front of this one.
Yeah, cornerbacks so focused on the run after they've had 12, 15 runs thrown at him and just didn't even pay attention to the receiver streaking by him.
Yeah, they bit hard on the run there, and it was easy for the quarterback to roll out and find the only man near the end zone. So they set up for the extra point here. The snap, the kick is good. So up by 2 scores, 14-0. And Holbrook set to return once again. And listen, still early. Still got a chance to break up this momentum, swing back, get one back, and try and stop them.
And both these returners have the ability to run one back.
Absolutely.
Both very quick and very shifty.
Yeah, no, I mean, and we've seen in the past, they just need a couple of key blocks, and they're off to the races. Last year, we've seen it plenty of times, especially with Simeon Shaw, key block, and he's off like a dirty shirt. And a squib kick as it bounces off Montijo's hands. Simeon Shaw able to pick it up, bringing it to his 38-39 area. So Holbrook setting up shop, and like I said, still plenty of time left in this ball game. Still plenty of time to make a dent in this deficit, as they are only down by 2. See how they answer back here. Sample in the single back, seeing what he has in front of him. Got motion, drops back for a pass as he does get it off, and on man coverage, just throwing it just shy there. William Kynes, the intended receiver, as St. John's almost intercepting that one. So Holbrook getting away with one.
Yeah, Sample showing off his arm, though.
Yeah, he didn't miss by much. And on those ones, you know, man on man, got to lead him just a little bit more. Let him get settled in. Let him get comfortable. He'll find his groove. Same formation. Second and long here. Snap. A pitch to the outside to Montijo. Cutting up field. Only as far as Sam Winters, and he's not getting by him, as maybe getting 3 yards on that one.
Yeah, it looks like Holbrook's going to be left with a 3rd and about 5, maybe 6.
Yep, 3rd and 6 is what they're calling it. Third down conversions are where games are won and lost. Let's see what they do here as they hand off to Simeon on the jet sweep as he battles, unable to get by as they gain just a couple yards there, maybe 3. Pending a generous ball spot.
Are you at the point where you go for it yet?
I would. In my opinion, I would try and punch it through here. Try and send a message and let St. John's know that we're not going down without a fight. As a timeout is called by Holbrook, so they're going to talk about it. So we will be back after the timeout. 1 minute, 59 seconds left in the first quarter. 14-0 St. John's. And we are back with a crucial 4th down here. 4th and 3, and it looks like they are going to go for it as Sample is in the single back. Might see something there. And it looks like they're going to drop back to punt. I don't think he liked what he saw. The punt.
Uh-oh.
Right to St. John's, and there's not very many road runners in front of him. The 40, the 30, the 20. And, folks, he is gone in the end zone.
Sam Winters takes that line drive punt,
and just had nobody in front of him. I think the punt was meant to go to the right side of the field, as on the left side there was no one there. So 20-0, quickly going from bad to worse. And the Roadrunners find themselves on their heels with 1 minute 43 seconds left in the first quarter. And the extra point is good, as it is now 21-0. So Holbrook setting up for another return. And you know what? We're still in the first quarter. If I'm the Roadrunners and I'm Coach Agramont, I'm still saying, hey, why not? They can score 3 in the first, so can we, right?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, this Holbrook team for the last few years has been known that they can come out and score quick and in bunches.
They just got to give themselves enough time to get themselves in a groove, and they can make positive things happen.
Yeah, those hosses down front need to get their hands on a man.
Need to put down a big block as William Kynes and Simeon Shaw set to return in the back. And the kickoff going all the way back to William Kynes at about the 10. Clean reception there as he tries to get around number 26, unable to, as he's brought down at the 11. And Kynes slow to get up as he was stuck quick.
Yeah, St. John's able to get down the field quick on that kickoff.
And these are the small things that Holbrook has to adjust to. Those are the key blocks we're talking about. They got to open up that field. So that'll be the 15. Little setup shop.
Let's go, Holbrook!
So here comes Sample and company. St. John's showing blitz. The snap, the handoff, and immediately swallowed up at the line. Has a no gain there. St. John's really telegraphing everything they're doing right now.
Yeah, St. John's not giving Holbrook offensive line any respect. They're just bull rushing right through there.
And once again, that's where they got to depend on them big fellas. Got to come up big with a key block. All righty, 52 seconds left in the first. And a flag as they got to delay a game there.
Dead ball. Delay a game. Offense. 5 yards. Still second.
And if the Roadrunners aren't careful, this is where the game can turn like quicksand. The harder you struggle, the faster you'll sink. They got to find a way to relax and play their game.
Yeah, they last thing they want is to be deep in their end zone punting.
And a bad snap as they fall on it. As that one didn't even get off the ground. Looks like Montijo was able to scoop it up for another loss. So 3rd and 16. They might just run the quarter out as got 21 seconds left. So Holbrook might try and get him on a hard count, but they're not even getting out of the huddle. So they're going to let this one run down. So 21-0 at the end of the first, and we'll be back shortly for the second quarter. So, start of the second quarter. Once again, the Roadrunners deep in their own area. And it looks like it's going to be a false start.
Yeah, these are the mental mistakes that you just can't afford to do, especially when you're basically almost on your own goal line.
Yeah, and then you're forcing yourself to punt from the back of your own end zone. And it's not a good formula for winning.
So now Roadrunners left with 4th and 18.
And it looks like St. John's. Nope. Holbrook calling a timeout.
Timeout, Roadrunner.
So they're going to have a little discussion about what they're going to do next. We'll be back after the timeout. All right, so here we go once again. And there's the snap. And the punt almost blocked. And it goes all the way to almost the 50s. He should have let it keep rolling.
Yeah, he grabbed it a little early.
There is a flag on the field. As it appears it's going to be a block in the back on St. John's.
So that's going to help the Roadrunners out in field position.
I believe it's from the spot of the foul, though.
Blocking the back. On the return team, 10 yards. First down.
Well, why would you not decline it then?
Yeah.
They'd get another 5 yards if they declined it.
Yeah, I would have declined it as well. That doesn't make sense to me. If the ball was near the 50, how they would gain yardage on that play.
10 yards from the spot of the foul.
Ouch.
Yeah.
Ouch.
That's where the referee needs to say, okay, here's our situation.
Yeah, field position is everything. As a quick pass, gets it off, and he is off to the races as he's finally brought down. And open field tackles are huge, and he saved a touchdown right there. Because I believe that was William Kynes on the tackle. So 1st and 10. And they are on Holbrook's 28. Another run up the middle. And just untouched until he gets that first down marker area.
Yeah, he's getting into the secondary before he even gets touched by anybody.
And these are the things that the Roadrunners are going to have to adjust on. And Holbrook quickly finding themselves back in their own area as St. John's is on the 16 now. Here's the snap. Getting the defense to jump, so encroachment once again, as I believe that was the defensive end on the far side of the field.
5 yards. Still first down.
And these are the things, once again, these add up, these penalties add up, giving free yardage adds up. Not what you want.
No, and it's just most of Holbrook's penalties have just been mental mistakes.
Pitch to the outside and unable to make the tackle in the backfield, and he cuts all the way upfield to about the 5, maybe even closer.
Yeah, Baylor Reed had him in the backfield, just wasn't able to hold on.
So 10 minutes, 16 seconds left as the player, looks like William Kynes coming off, holding his hand. Let's hope he's all right. So 10 minutes, 12 seconds left in the half, and the clock is running. St. John's coming in the I formation. And they got to watch the run up the middle. As, yep, there it goes for another touchdown for St. John's.
Yeah, handoff to the fullback that time.
They got to find a way to close that middle. That's really the only way they've been moving the ball.
Yeah, those linebackers need to step up and fill those gaps. Right now, St. John's line's making it look like Grand Canyon they can run through.
And the kick is good. So quickly 28-0 with 9:58 left in the half.
Not necessarily time to panic yet if you're a road runner, but you've got to make something happen on this drive.
Absolutely agree. Like I said, still early. You're still in the first half. A lot of football left. Now's the time, though. You know, you're quickly running out of time, especially by making those mental mistakes, giving up yards, giving up penalties. Got to hang in there. Got to hang tough, and mostly hang tough mentally. Be able to relax a little bit, play your game, get back in a groove, start moving the chains, get the crowd involved. As that kick goes back to the 10, scooped up cleanly, and once again unblocked as 3 Redskins were there immediately.
Yeah. Yeah, nobody in the first or second line on the kickoff team or return team is
Pick
getting
those 3
hands
up.
on anybody.
They did not pick those 3 up. And once again, that's going to be, when we talk about this in the post game, these are the key moments that we're going to bring up. Got to be able to put up blocks. You got to be able to give your guys some time.
So Sample back out with the crew trying to get something going here.
Setting up shop on the 19. 9:51 left in the half.
I'd like to see a pass here.
Positive yardage, that's what you got to be after. You got to start off small as he does drop back, passes, and we'll see if there's a flag for it. Yes,
Yeah.
and there it is, as there were hands early, as I believe, I don't have a name for number 7 on my roster. His hands were on the receiver.
Yeah, when you're holding down one of the receiver's arms.
So waiting for the official call.
Pass interference. Defense, 15 yards, first down.
There it is, automatic first down. So some positive yards. That's exactly what Holbrook wanted and Holbrook needed. Keeping it going, moving the chains, and they're going to take yards any way they can get them right now.
Absolutely.
So we'll see what they conjure up next as they are in a split back. Sample seeing what he has in front of him. Snap, as I believe they got away with a false start. No, they did not. As half the line on the far side of the field moved. So gain 15 and then lost 5. These are the things that they got to stay in front of. So 1st and 15, 9:44 left in the half. And here comes Holbrook with the snap. Quick pass to Simeon Shaw, finds his receiver, cuts. Unable to cut up field, but a gain of about 6, maybe 7. As they're starting to move the ball outside, giving their players some time to make some plays. So making some adjustments, some positive changes here.
Yeah, Shaw tackled from behind. Thought he maybe had a little room to run.
Yeah, they closed that window pretty quick. I thought the same thing.
Holbrook shading, or St. John's is shading their safety over to that side, knowing what Shaw can do.
And a deep pass downfield. And where's the flag? As he did have his hand on his jersey as he was pulling him. And a no call. St. John's getting away with one there.
Oh, good pass. Sample put the ball right. It was a catchable ball, double covered, but got some hands on him, and
But
I guess it was too close for the ref to see.
hey, we know what, like we always say, it's a tough job being a referee. So when you see a ref, thank a ref, tell him something nice.
Yeah, I'm just, I had to throw that one out there for our fans at home.
So a tough no call as it's now 3rd and manageable.
Yeah, it was 3rd and about 7, 3rd and 6. What do we got? 3rd and 8.
Showing 3rd and 8.
That looks like more than 8, or less than 8.
As a stoppage on the field.
Looks like they
Looks like
didn't
there was a
set the
bad-
ball right.
There was a bad ball spot. So here we go again. 9 minutes left in the half. The snap. And another deep pass as he's finding William Kynes, and it's into the hands of St. John's. As William Kynes immediately making the tackle. So an interception, not what the doctor ordered here for Holbrook.
Yeah, that ball was thrown a little more to the outside than probably Sample would have liked. Kynes was running an inside route.
And, I don't blame them for taking a shot downfield. It's something that they need.
Yeah, they've got to start to make St. John's defense guess.
Absolutely. I mean, and they were moving the ball. They were gaining some yards. Unfortunate outcome on that last drive. Got to have a big stop here. Holbrook showing blitz, almost, yep, and they did get him as that was a very quick flag. The encroachment, I believe it was on the line. Looked like that was Devin Ambrose.
Defense, 5 yards. Go first.
Pitch to the outside, and he gets around that edge and brought down right about the first down marker.
Good tackle by, I believe that was William Kynes.
Trace Nielsen on the carry there. So St. John's once again moving the chains, 8:43 and counting left in the half. Coming back out in the I formation is really, they've only came out in 2 formation, the single back and the I formation. And both of them has worked thus far as another handoff. And they finally swallow him up for a loss. No, he pitched it to the outside. I think they are calling him down.
Yeah, they're going to, if he wasn't down, forward progress had stopped.
So ruled down for a loss about 5. And finally, some positivity from this Roadrunner defense.
Yeah, it looks like number 5, Troy Francis, was able to get in there and get hands on that running back.
And they need more of that, right? They need to stay aggressive. At this point, you're down by bunches. You need to get back there. You need to make things happen.
We have an inadvertent whistle. We're going to replay this down.
Okay. So it looks like,
And both sets of fans not happy with that outcome as the Boo Birds are out in bunches. So an inadvertent whistle, replaying the down. Motion, handoff to number 7, as there should be a block in the back there. They're getting away with one. As number 3, Jude Rayban, had hands on the back. Nonetheless, a gain of about 6, 2nd and 4, 7:38 left in the half. And St. John's in no particular hurry, and why would they be?
no, up by 28. And they're going to milk the clock as much as they can to get into halftime.
Holbrook's got to remain mentally tough here. Quick handoff up the middle. And brought down.
It looks like that might have been an option as the quarterback seemed to want to hold on to the ball.
Yeah, I think his fullback said, "No, this is mine, sir."
So we got a timeout, St.
Timeout,
John's.
St. John's. Yep. So we'll be back after this. 7 minutes flat left in the half. St. John's up by 28. Back after this. So St. John's talked it over, and they are back out in the I formation, 3rd and short. The snap, the handoff up the middle, getting the first down. And a flag on the play.
Ooh.
And that one was deliberate, as maybe somebody said something they shouldn't,
Yeah.
as the ref looked directly at the player, and I don't know which player he looked at, but it is against Holbrook.
Yeah, it looks like unsportsmanlike.
Yep.
Dead ball, unsporting on the defense, 15 yards, first down.
And this is not what they need, and they've got to remain mentally tough. I know it's hard being down 28 in your own house. Things aren't going your way on either side of the ball, but making them worse by not so smart penalties aren't going to help the cause.
Yeah. Now that brings
A new set of downs
a new set of downs.
in
now.
Roadrunner territory.
Yep.
So the Redskins moving the ball basically at will right now. Quick pass as they do a bubble screen, and there should be a block in the back there.
There we
There
go.
is the flag, as the Redskins not going to get away with that one.
Yeah.
This is what they're hearing.
Block in the back. Offense, 10 yards.
The Roadrunner's getting a little help on that one.
Yeah, St. John's trying that quick bubble screen play in the corner. The corner was able to get back there and getting a block in the back. So here comes St. John's once again with a play action. Quarterback throwing the ball and finding his receiver, Sam Winters. And Sam Winters tried to elevate himself, but getting caught up. And that's going to be close to a first down.
Yeah, that looks like a kind of a lucky play as it passed through the hands of the first receiver in front of Winters. Got directly into his.
So 5:45 left in the half. And on the Roadrunners 27, St. John's marching down the field. And there's another encroachment, as I believe that was defensive end on the far side of the field again. As they are getting them to jump, folks. I mean, this defense has to sit back and watch the ball.
Yeah, Coach Agremont's probably going to have some very pointed talks at halftime.
Yeah, when you're already down bunches, once again, these penalties don't help the cause.
Yeah, Roadrunner's probably getting close to pushing triple digits in yards for penalties.
All righty, here they go again. The snap, fake pitch, and a handoff, and a stiff arm. Another one. And finally pushing him out of bounds as two lethal stiff arms getting him the first down.
Yeah, Roadrunner's trying to take out the legs and just got a hand to the top of the helmet throwing him off.
So here comes St. John's on the 10. The snap. So he holds on to it, looking to pass, finds his tight end, Sam Winters, for 6.
Yeah, blown coverage there. Winters able to come up the middle and sneak it, just kind of slip out to the outside.
He was all alone.
Yeah.
Unmarked receiver in that area. Coach Agremont cannot be happy with that. As quickly 34-0, 4 minutes, 48 seconds left in the half. Roadrunners finding themselves in a big, big hole. Here's the snap, the kick, and it appears Yes, it is good. So 35-0, and just not what the Roadrunners wanted here tonight to open up the home opener.
Yeah, good crowd here tonight.
They got to get them involved, right? They got to start making positive plays. Let's start small, build up some momentum, put St. John's on their heels a little bit on this drive, force them to breathe heavy, putting hands on the knees. Got to make them tired.
Yeah, Roadrunners on this kickoff, they need to get some hands on those St. John players that are flying down the field and just not even allowing the returners to get any momentum.
Absolutely. And once again, it starts with the big fellas up front, right?
Absolutely. Yeah, they've got to get an elbow, a shoulder, something. Knock these guys off course, make them stumble a little bit.
And the kick going all the way back to about the 10. William Kynes on the ball, trying to find his way up. He's forced out of bounds at about the 20. Sorry, the 30 that would be. Looks like the refs will call it the 28. So, Roadrunners set up shop, and let's hope that they can control the ball, control the clock here, and try and get some positive yardage, try and make some things happen. And that line needs to be big on this drive, as they do give Darren enough time. Fighting William Kynes all by himself. The 30, the 20, the 10, off to the races, and finally giving this crowd a reason to stand on their feet.
Absolutely. Jonathan Sample with a dart hits William Kynes in stride.
And a great job by that sophomore, putting the Roadrunners on the board. 4 minutes, 29 seconds left in the half.
So it looks like Sample's coming off the field, so Roadrunners will be going for a field goal, or a extra point, I mean. And I believe we've got Baylor Reedhead. He's going to be doing the kicking. Reedhead last year was first team all-region kicker.
The snap, the kick is blocked. And it is incomplete.
Yeah, Reedhead looks like he slipped on his plant foot. Not to mention the 2 or 3 St. John players that were
in his face.
In his face. And we'll be back right after this.
And there's our mighty fight song, Roadrunners.
So getting the crowd involved, 35-6. Roadrunners are down, but showing some life as they get set to kick. And this will be the first time tonight that we see the return team for St. John's, as the kick goes all the way down to about the 5, all the way in the end zone. And they have a chance to pin him deep here. And they get him at about the 20, as he still gets a lot of positive yardage after missing that kickoff.
Yeah, Baylor Reed had able to boot the ball down. Basically stopped on the 1 yard line.
So Roadrunners having a shot to build some momentum here. Scoring on the last drive, needing a stop here.
Looks like they're going to spot the ball right on the 20.
Yep. Holbrook remaining in the 40 sack.
Let's go defense!
4-4 defense here.
The Holbrook defense needs to come off of that touchdown and keep that energy up.
Pass going deep. William Kynes is beat downfield as he does hang on to the ball for a huge gain for the Redskins.
Kynes was step to step with him until the last 2 or 3 steps, and St. John's able just to get enough separation to make the catch.
Lost in translation, if you will.
Yeah.
Just missing it. So 4 minutes, 6 seconds left in the half now. St. John's going up to the line of scrimmage slowly. The snap and a handoff. And all the way up, missing one. And quickly answering back are the Redskins, finding their way to the end zone on just 2 plays.
So St. John's 2 big plays, and now they're up 41-6.
And perfect so far from the extra point try. The snap, the kick, and he remains perfect. 42-6. 3 minutes, 47 seconds left in the half. Holbrook's got to find a way, right?
Yeah, they've got to keep doing what they've done on the last few drives and move the ball, but without penalties. Those penalties have been drive killers for them.
Absolutely agree. And, hey, you've already proved you can get into the painted area, right?
Yeah.
Into the end zone. Why not do it again? Got to build it somewhere. Let's build it now.
Let's go, Holbrook!
So St. John's getting set to kick. William Kynes, Simeon Shaw, both in the backfield.
Kind of like to see a little trickery on this kickoff, maybe.
Right to Simeon Shaw. Holbrook picking up some blocks this time around. Simeon Shaw cuts upfield and only to about the 34, as Simeon should have let his blocker pick up number 5 and continue to cut upfield.
Yep.
I think he would have gotten about 10 more yards on that.
Yeah, the key for these runners is they got to look at their teammates' butts.
Yep.
Right? You got to come off of that butt. You don't want to go in front of them.
Follow your blockers.
So, and that's a hard one for Shaw on the far side of the field, and the return's called to the near side. I mean, he's got to run a long ways before he can even really start to turn it up.
Right. So Simeon Shaw at the top of your screen there. William Kynes at the bottom of your screen for your wideouts. Lining up in the split back. Here comes the sophomore. Sample. Snap. Thought about it, held on, and swallowed up as I think he was intending for William Kynes, but saw he was picked up.
Yeah, it's probably a smart play to hold on to it, as both the receivers on that side were well covered.
And, you know, sometimes as a quarterback, you got to take the sack, let the big fella do their tomahawk chop and the celebration. you know, you got to look past that. Just keep in your mind that you held onto the ball. Good things will happen.
Yeah, I mean, Shadir Sanders got to the
yeah.
NFL by getting sacked a million times.
That's right. That's right. Did lose the Alamo Bowl, though. Here's the snap. The pass going deep is where's the
pass
flag?
Interference. Throw the flag. He pushed him over.
Oh, my goodness. Oh, no. And a blunder of a call.
The crowd not liking that one. And the crowd's with some choice words in their chant.
Once again, folks, being a referee is a tough job. See a ref, tell a ref thank you, tell him something nice.
Yeah, the student section not letting the refs get away with anything.
Yeah, ouch, that one hurts.
Yeah.
So 3rd and long here. Is a snap, as I think Holbrook, nope, they did not get away with a false start as they got called as this whole half of the offensive line moved.
5 yards.
Man, this is exactly what we were talking about. You can't have these penalties.
And you saw them right away. Like I said, there's about 2 or 3 of them that moved, and you know, you just, once again, you got to stay mentally tough when you're down by bunches. You got the ball. You have a chance to chip away at this deficit with a whole half to play. Here's the snap. Sample drops back and tries to throw it to Kynes as number 7 with the interception, as that was a 50-50 ball, folks, not a pass interference, as some of the fans here are trying to call for.
Yeah, both.
Once they both go up, both hands are towards the ball, both heads are towards the ball. Not going to get a pass interference there.
Yeah, there's nobody has more of a right to the ball than the other person.
So an unfortunate outcome on that drive. 2 minutes, 34 seconds left in the half. And Holbrook just needed something positive to end this half and build on next half. Here comes St. John's in a familiar formation. The snap. He hangs on to it this time around as, ooh, St. John's getting away with a hold on the outside there. Pass is completed. The 10, the 5, and a touchdown as he misses 2 tackles there. And those open field tackles, they'll kill you. So a quick 6.
Yeah, St. John's just confusing these secondary players with their routes, and guys are being wide open.
So 7 touchdowns in the first half. 2 minutes, 20 seconds left. If I'm Holbrook, I'm trying to hang on to the ball this whole last 2 minutes, 20 seconds, get a score, go into the locker room, try and build on it in the second half. I mean, that's what we forced ourselves into this situation. If you're the Roadrunners.
Yeah, they've got to come out and play a clean second half of football.
As St. John's remains perfect at the extra point try. 49-6, 2:20 left in the half. Back after this. And the kick going to about the 20. Into the hands of Simeon Shaw, making his way to the outside, missing a tackle, the 50, the 40. And then he just has to get around the kicker, the 20, the 10, and he is in the end zone as a great way to answer back before the end of the half. 49-12.
Yeah, but we saw it all last year. Simeon Shaw, you know, anytime he has his hands on the ball, he very well could score a touchdown. The Roadrunners need to get a good kick again and get some defense going. They have a chance to maybe stop St. John's 4 and out and get the ball back and put it in the end zone.
I say try some trickery. Why not an onside kick after this?
Yeah. We got Baylor Reedhead getting ready to kick the PAT.
Hold your blocks!
And the kick is no good.
Extra point is
2 minutes and 3 seconds left in the first half. St. John's up 49-12.
So we'll see what they do here. Like I say, I would go after the onside, try and keep the ball, try and punch another one in.
Yeah, Holbrook has. I know they practice the onside kick. We saw it quite a bit last year, and quite a bit the year before that.
So we'll see what they elect to do here as they get out there to kick. Looks like Nehemiah Williams.
Yeah, Nehemiah Williams. That's who kicked off the first time.
So we'll see what they do here as they're still trying to get set. They elect to kick it only to the 30 as it was a line drive. And bringing him down at about the 37. So 1:58 left in the half.
So Roadrunners need to get a stop here. At bare minimum, they need to keep St. John's out of the end zone for the next minute and 58 seconds.
Yeah, they gotta. Once again, it starts with the big fellas up front. So remaining in the 40 stack. Rolling to the right side. Looking for someone to throw to. Elects to hang on to it, and he is good for about 12 yards. So 1:48 left as they move the chains.
Yeah, receivers well covered that time, but big space. Big room to run for the quarterback.
So on the 47 here, 1st and 10, St. John's in the single back and getting that defense to jump. But Holbrook getting away with one there, 'cause that should have been encroachment. And as he quickly throws it outside, but does pay the price as a big hit and some words being exchanged from the sideline and the St. John's players, as the White Hat having some words with those St. John's players. And it looks like it's going to be a timeout. St. John's, 1:21 left in the half. Back after the timeout.
Let's go, defense!
All right, and we're back after the timeout.
Second and long here, out in the I formation, handoff up the middle, and once again untouched all the way past the first down marker. Missing one, missing two, missing three, staying in bounds, missing four. I think he was down at the 1, maybe the 2-yard line, as Holbrook finding themselves once again deep in their own area, unable to make tackles.
Yeah, I think they need to check his legs to see if he's got some Crisco on there because Holbrook was just sliding off there.
And he made it look easy. Handoff once again up the middle and diving in for the touchdown. 8 touchdowns in the first half.
Yeah, not how I thought this game was going to go based off of the last few years where these teams have played each other.
Got to go back to the drawing board on this one, and looks like there might be an injury.
Yeah, it was an official timeout. Yep, they're getting a player off the field.
So it looks like that's Baylor Reedhead. As it looks like it might be his leg. Let's hope that young man is okay. I know he's a big part of this team. The kick. And missing their first one of the evening. 56.1 seconds left in the half. Holbrook down by 43. Back for the kick after this. So once again, 56.1 seconds left in the half, 55-12. And Holbrook's got to stop the bleeding here, as the kick is a squib going to about the 30, and he just falls on it.
Yeah, good.
Smart play, smart play. Hold on to the ball. Let's try and, take a couple shots downfield at the end of the half.
Yeah, he wasn't going to get much more than 2 or 3 yards, so wise decision just to go down and stop the clock.
As that was Cody Nakadinea on the return there, showing some good football IQ. So running clock here. Holbrook got to show some urgency, as Imagine you want to try and still get 6 before the half. Quickly, only 40 seconds left and counting. Some confusion on the field.
And Coach Agremont has 2 timeouts if he wants to take them, I believe.
And he's got to hurry up on the snap before he gets hit with a delay of game. There it is. Rolls to his right. Tries to get rid of it and does. Smart play getting rid of it. Stopping the clock. And no, it's the...
We are in a running clock situation now.
Due to the size of the score.
As St. John's is over 40 points ahead.
And it looks like Holbrook is in no interest of one more play. So that'll do it for the half. 55-12. St. John's back for the second half after this. Did they get it off?
They did get it off right as the buzzer was going off. Well, that's... All right.
Now we'll be back for the second half.
Yeah, stay tuned for the cheerleaders and the band and everybody else.
For your halftime enjoyment, we have the Pride of Holbrook Marching Band, led by Miss Sarah Meeks. Junior Robert John playing the clarinet. The band will be joined by the cheerleaders. Thank you, Holbrook Marching Band. Now welcome our cheer team.
Shut them down. Y'all thought we killed him with the last one? Remix. TP, DS Brothers, Slow Rider, Holbrook, Pitbull, Flip It Up, DJ Shake now, drop, let your mouth shake now, drop, let your man stand. Shake now, drop, Holbrook. I wanna see you move, shake it, drop it, shut it up. I got the fire, hustling, way better, but why she got me look good on in my face? I like when they lose, but don't get abused. DJ ass, tell them I'm getting juice. She bringing it back, around the end of the days. I gotta get to the cash, what she doing the ass? Around the month, say I like my new green. You see, no, just a blow in the jeans. Baby, 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 when the windows up, DJ, I love it. Shake now, drop, let your man stand. Shake now, drop, yeah. We go with the remix, yeah. I know y'all feel this juicy. Better let somebody know we roll. Show up, make it down and roll. Living it, ain't nothing at all. Drop to the flow, flow, do it, split, split, bounce up and down.
Thank you, cheer team, with the boom boom shake shake. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a lost cell phone. We found it underneath the bleachers on the Holbrook side. So if you're lost your phone, come up to the announcer's booth, please.
And welcome back to Holbrook Roadrunner Stadium. Once again, I'm Mark Saxton.
And I'm Chris Allison.
And the Roadrunners set to kick off in a huge deficit, down by 43 to start the second half. Let's see what adjustments are made as a decent-sized kick. And St. John's running it back to about the 30.
So pretty good coverage that time from the Roadrunners.
And for you folks at home, I know I heard a lot of rumbling around the stadium about some bad calls. Honestly, folks, I don't see the referees missing much. There was a couple of pass interferences for the home side that could have gone our way, but other than that, got to tip your cap to this officiating crew.
And hey, AIA is always looking for refs.
Absolutely.
Oh, especially now we got a ref down. And it looks like we're going to have an injury timeout as ref's holding his knee.
Ouch, babe. As he hops back up, let's hope he's okay. Giving the white hat the thumbs up. Tough as an old pair of boots, that one, huh?
Yeah, he's got up, walked it off, rubbed a little dirt on it.
Once again, it's also hazardous wearing the stripes. Got to be careful. Might have to come back wearing some studs. Glad he's okay, and the game is reset as St. John's taking over at about the 27. And once again, the running clock rule is in effect, so we are at 11 minutes, 30 seconds in counting. Holbrook maybe getting away with an encroachment there. As a run to the left side and a flag on the field, but he is brought down after about 3 there,
Yeah,
maybe 4.
Simeon Shaw getting his head in there, making the tackle.
And, you know, in games like this, you know, your star players need to do star things, get them involved quickly and oftenly, as it is going to go against St. John's. Holding.
Offense, 10 yards. Repeat first down.
So it'll be a first and I don't know if they're calling it from the spot of the foul or the line of scrimmage there.
Yeah, I think it's going to be from the spot of the foul as the holding was right at where the tackle was made. It looks like go back 1st and 15.
So defense needs to come out and make a statement here if they have any hope of making a comeback, as they are going to stop him after about 3 or 4 again. So it'll be second in either 11 or 12 to go here. And 10 minutes, 49 seconds. And remember, the clock is ticking continuously here. Here's the snap. Quick pass to the outside. Bubble screen, and he is swallowed up immediately after about 4.
Oh, it looks like the ball came loose.
Did the ball come loose, or are they calling him down? And a nice set of gang tackling there for the Roadrunners, as forcing a 3rd and about 5.
Yeah, Roadrunner's able to get past that blocker and make the tackle.
And jarring the ball loose there.
Third and 6 for St. John's.
So Holbrook showing a 5-man front this time around.
Watch the pass, defense!
Drops back for a pass. Rolls to his right side.
And he's going to run.
And does get the front. Fumbles the ball. Unable to hang on as it bounces out of bounds. So St. John's will still get the first down. As St. John's coming out a little shaky, as that's 2 fumbles in 2 plays.
Yeah, St. John's lucky on that one. The ball rolled towards the sideline.
They do have a commanding lead, but that can dissipate if they do not have ball control. As Holbrook losing 2 opportunities there, St. John's getting away with 2. And here comes St. John's in the I formation.
Watch the second handoff!
Going to the fullback, number 26. And once again, folks at home, I apologize. I do not have him on my roster. And brought down after about 5. And he's slow to, somebody's slow to get up there. It looks like it's a Holbrook player.
No. Okay. I was going to say, the ref needs to stop the clock then. If it,
Does find his way back to his feet, though, so appears to be okay. So 8 minutes, 2 seconds in counting. So still down by 43. Still sticking with a 5-man front. This Holbrook might be lined up off sides there.
it's close.
I think they got away with one as the run is to the left side, and he's brought down after a gain of about 15. And these are the kind of plays that have hurt Holbrook all night, is those runs up the middle and they're unable to get hands on the ball carrier.
Yeah, St. John's all night has been able just to make a wide gap and they're just plowing through it.
I mean, moving the ball at will almost and just being able to dictate how they are going to march down the field with little to no resistance. It's been a tough night for that Roadrunner defense. Once again in the I formation. Caden Waite under center. Oh, and getting the defense once again. And those plays have been hurting the Roadrunners all night.
Yeah, mental mistakes again. I mean, I know these coaches, I know that they teach to watch the ball and not listen to the count.
So hand off to the right side. And just untouched all the way past the first down marker. Still untouched. And all the way to the house for another 6. 61-12, Redskins. And just not what the Holbrook Roadrunners wanted for their home opener, as they're coming up short in a lot of areas of their game tonight. So he's only missed one tonight from the extra point. See how he does this time around. The snap, the kick.
No good.
No good, as that's wide right.
Extra point is no good.
So coming up, Holbrook's going to receive the ball. Chance for the offense to come out and maybe show what changes they've made to try to move the ball, which the problem's been the penalties.
Penalties and blocking, and like I said, I heard some grumbling around the stadium, and folks aren't agreeing, but unfortunately, sad to say, folks, from up here, we're seeing it clear. The line's not sitting still. They got to watch those false starts.
And it's tough sometimes as a lineman when you get a new quarterback in, because even though they're saying the same words, the cadence.
The cadence can be different, and how they say, you know, the color than the number. And a squib kick is, don't understand that, as Cody Nakadanea running it outside, getting Holbrook to set up shop at about their own 40. I think he's going to put it right on the 40. Nope. Coming back a ways. My goodness. Coming back about 7, 8, 9, 10 yards. See where, and yeah, so he will put Holbrook on about their 32. So here comes the sophomore, it's Jonathan Sample. Sorry, folks. I know him as Junior, so I keep wanting to call him Junior. Line gets set. Snap. And a reverse. Simeon Shaw cutting up field for a first down, but there's a flag on the field.
Shaw was a carry for a first down.
As he had about 13, maybe 14 yards there.
It's in the vicinity of holding.
And it does look like this is going to come back. Chop block. That one's going to hurt.
Offense, 15 yards, still first down.
And once again, that's been the theme of the night. Penalties, penalties, penalties. And, you know, it is tough. Being down by bunches, trying to hang in there mentally. You know, you just got to find a way to dig deep and not make those kinds of mistakes, especially at this point, in this juncture of the game.
Yeah, and, the Winslow game had a lot of issues. The lights went out. The colored lights were coming on. There's a lot of stoppage in that game. And so realistically, this is kind of like the first full game that they've played. I think they had an hour and a half stoppage in that Winslow game.
And a tackle for a loss. And, if you're Coach Aggermont, you're the Holbrook Roadrunners, you got to take this time and, like I said, go back to the drawing board. Like you said, this is, essentially their first game of the season without any stoppages. Unfortunately not having Darren. I believe there was a couple linemen banged up. Last game they had a new center. So, you got a lot of things that you got to correct, but also a lot to look forward to and work from, these kinds of losses. Plenty of season left.
Absolutely. Yeah, this one you gotta take it on the chin and move on. And
every team has a stinker, you know what I mean? And this just might be one of those games. And the throw is high, unable to hang on. Is Simeon Shaw, the intended receiver. So it'll be third and about a mile.
Brings up third down.
Yeah, just out of the reach of Shaw.
3 minutes, 15 seconds left in the third. Once again, folks, the continuous clock rule is in effect due to the score.
Yeah, clock's only going to stop for a penalty or a timeout.
Or an injury. There's the snap. Dropping back. Getting rid of it. Finding Simeon Shaw only for about 5. Nope, sorry, that was William Kynes. They got on the same color cleats. So.
Yeah, I was just noticing that. Looks like we got Baylor Reedhead coming back in, so he must be okay from the hurt leg at the end of the first half.
Here we go, Holbrook! Here we go! Here we go!
And some of the fans trying to will these Roadrunners back into the lead.
Yeah, at this point, I don't think you have. It looks like they may be going for a punt, but I tell you, at this point, leave your offense in and let them try to get something going.
Work out some of the kinks. And a low punt as that finds its way into the hands of the Redskins at about the 40, maybe the 41, depending on the ball spot. That was Jude Raban.
Good open field tackle there.
And, that's another thing that's kind of hurt that Roadrunner defense is missing those open tackles. And, I both know if you're the only one in between the ball carrier and the end zone, those ones got to be made.
Yeah.
So 1 minute, 8 seconds and counting, and the Redskins in no particular hurry at all. as they stroll their way up to the line of scrimmage. And looks like a fake jet sweep run up the middle and stopping them only after about 2 yards.
Yeah, defense not fooled on that one this time.
By St. John's for 2 yards.
Linemen did a good job of keeping their assignments and filling those gaps.
So the final 10 seconds of the quarter, and it looks like St. John's is just going to run this one out. So 61-12, Redskins over the Roadrunners. Back for the fourth quarter after this.
St. John's will let the clock run out for the third quarter. Drum roll, please. We have the drawing for a 50-50 raffle. All right, winner, chicken dinner. Let's see, we have 653-544. 653-544. You're a winner. Please come up to the booth if that's your ticket.
And here we go, starting the fourth quarter. St. John's in Roadrunner territory with the snap, a quick pass, and he's eaten up and unable to hang on to the ball. As it is now going to be 2nd and 8.
Yeah, Roadrunner secondary not fooled with that screen.
They were able to get back there, and that's something that they've been missing tonight. So showing some life late in the game.
Yeah, goal now is to not quit, right? You got to play the full game.
Absolutely. And this, like I said, every team has a stinker from, here all the way up to the pros. It happens. It doesn't define you. So here's the snap. Drops back for a pass. Gets rid of it, finding a wide open receiver in the middle there, forcing him out of bounds is William Kynes. At about the 14.
St. John's for a first down.
So moving the chains once again is this St. John's offense.
St. John's just able to find a soft spot in that zone defense.
So 10:22 left in the game. And the Redskins finding themselves in red zone territory once again. Handoff, the snap is, the handoff, and he is met immediately, swallowed up by that defensive line for a tackle for a loss of about 4.
Yeah, it looks like Nehemiah Williams able to get in there and get a hand on the fullback very quickly.
And Don't know what happened there. They moved the ball back up, saying that he only lost one, maybe forward progress.
Yeah, that's the only thing I could think of is said his forward progress stopped.
Which is very, very possible. Looked like a very fluid play, but once again, the refs were right on top of it.
Yeah, at that point they need to blow the whistle, though, so nobody gets hurt.
So it looks like St. John's is going to take a timeout with 9:07 left in the game. We'll be back after the timeout. And starting up the game again is St. John's under center. Here we go. The snap is fumbled. Can't find it. Oh, and he ends up picking it up and running it out to the left side. But brought down by Cody Nakadanea for a tackle for a loss. So heads up play on the Roadrunner defense.
Yeah, I don't know how that ball squirted out there. There's probably 10 guys on the ground after it.
He almost looks like the old Fumblerooski there. Nonetheless, I think this is the first 3rd and long that Holbrook has forced. So it'll be interesting to see, as looks like they have a quarterback change. And I also do not have him on my roster. It looks like number 5 under center in the I formation. Handoff, brought down immediately, forcing the first 4th down of the evening. And it'll be 4th and long. We'll see what the Redskins elect to do here. .748 left in the game.
Yeah, Devin Ambrose able to get in and get past his blocker to make that tackle.
And stay tuned for the post-game show, folks, as we are going to have Coach Agramont alongside a couple of the players. I believe Devin Ambrose and Simeon Shaw going to be in company as well. Looks like a flag on the play. Looks like a delay of game on St. John's.
5 yards, still 4th down.
And maybe intentionally doing the delay of game to kind of back up for a punt.
Yeah, that's it.
Or making some room for a pass.
Very well could be too.
In the I formation once again. And a fake handoff, rolling to his right side, looking for somebody downfield, and finding the receiver, but I think he might be just shy.
For a first down, they're down at the 2-yard line.
They got to the first down
got
marker.
to the first down marker. And that just matches the rest of Holbrook's day. They're unable to come up with a stop there.
St. John's, new set of downs.
And knocking on the door, coming in the single back. Snap is fumbled again and immediately swallowed up.
Fumble on the play, no gain.
As looks like that was Nehemiah Williams on the tackle there as he got back there. Lickety split.
Yeah, St. John's has looks like their second string quarterback in, and some issues with the handoff. Either way, the interior defensive linemen have been playing a lot better this half. Seem to be getting a little bit more penetration.
And that's, where the defense starts is you got to be able to rattle that offensive line and open up some gaps. And a quick handoff to the fullback, and I don't know if he fumbled that or if he was tackled right away.
Handoff again, but once again, Roadrunner stops him.
So it'll be 3rd and goal here with about 4 minutes and 35 seconds left in the game. And another stop. So bring it up 4th and goal. We'll see what St. John's elects to do here.
St. John's denied again. 4th down.
4:05 now left in the game.
Roadrunners able to get that. Oh,
No, he snuck away.
I was watching the middle of the field. They faked me.
He snuck away.
Touchdown, St. John's.
So 67-12 now. 3 minutes, 38 seconds left. And once again, folks, please stick around for the post game as we will have Coach Agramont, a couple of the players up here, break down this game and last week's game and talk about the rest of the season. I think this team has a lot to be excited for despite the scoreboard tonight.
Oh, absolutely.
And it appears they're going for 2. Taking the kneel. So calling off the dogs
So St. John's
on
takes
that
the
play.
extra point.
So Roadrunners receiving the kickoff, but this will only be their second offensive possession of the half because of the running clock.
And at this point, muster up enough to play for some pride here. And like I said, work out the kinks and try and fix, a little bit here and there what went wrong tonight, get some positive outcomes on this drive.
Absolutely. Go out there and try to stick another one in the end zone.
And at this juncture of the game, you got nothing to lose. Why not get a little creative, have some fun? Maybe throw some of the youngsters out there.
Yeah, absolutely. And it looks like that's what they may be doing on the kickoff here, as we've got quite a few players changing out.
So some personnel changes. And St. John's gets set to kick after some organizational issues, if you will. Kick goes to about the 20. Scooped up by Simeon Shaw coming across field. Trying to cut up field, trying to cut back now as he finds his way up the right side of the field, the 50, all the way to just shy of the 40, so a good return there, showing some life.
Big return by Simeon Shaw.
Let's go, Junior!
So once again, here comes Jonathan Sample and company. Let's see what they can muster up as there's 2:55 left in the game.
So Holbrook coming out in with one back. It looks like it's going to be Matthias Matteo.
Checks the defense. There's the snap. Rolls to his right. Tries to get away, does. Goes to the right side and takes the knee as he's still got a little bit of a punishment there, but smart play, way to hold on to the ball, way to get outside. Try to make something out of nothing there. And, you know, that's what you like to see from one of the younger guys on the team who's forcing these positions to take the start. And, you know, doesn't have happy feet in that situation. Doesn't try and force a pass. Tried to run, saw it wasn't there, took the slide. Commend him on that play. Smart football there.
Absolutely, absolutely. Did not panic and turn the ball over.
So 1:37 left in the game now, second and long. Motion, low snap, he's able to hang on. Going deep, almost finding Nakadinea as it was tipped.
Pass incomplete.
And Nakadinea slow to get up.
Yeah, it looks like they found an open flat there, but
Just unable to connect as Nakadinea is coming off. Nope, just getting the play from the coach, I think. And the last 52 seconds of the game right here. So we'll see if Holbrook wants to take a shot at the end zone to end their night.
and again, stay with us for post-game talk with Coach Agramont and a couple of the players.
Shaw in motion. Sample immediately rushed, tries to get rid of it, does find Simeon Shaw on a desperation pass. As Simeon Shaw's met by three St. John's players for a tough tackle. 15 seconds left now. And it doesn't appear Holbrook wants to get this snap off.
Yeah, well, I think Coach Agramont's going to use the timeout. They're going to just let the clock wind down.
So the final here, 67-12, St. John's over Holbrook. Once again, stick around for the postgame show.
Well,
back with you shortly.
Thank you for your support for Roadrunner football. Next week, our birds are off to Monument Valley.
seen one going this way. In the first half, our DM was completely way off sides. You're welcome! That's the biggest thing. On both sides. Yeah. Oh, yeah. And then, with them running our formation, they fake it up the middle, then hand it off to the second guy, and there's nobody compensating.
Trying to get some of our employees fired.
That's
Nose guard on my inside. Trying to take away their job. Meet me on the outside.
You want them? Some good old bleacher skittles?
Hey, when they come out in clumps, half colors.
Some of them are stuck together. Flavor savers. All right, fellas. Later. Have a good night. Hey, you can come, oh yeah. And it's like being like pretty much forced into the position, you know. Just for him still having the confidence and being poised in the pocket and knowing when to roll out.
Yeah, he's not just taking off.
Exactly.
Not just eating it up.
No, because your mom and I are he actually tries to put it to where either our guys can get it or nobody can.
He's not like, it's not like, oh shit, this guy's good. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
He's got everything to look forward to.
Monty McGowan should be
All right, so we're here with Devin Ambrose. Not the outcome we wanted. Walk us through what was going out there tonight. Not a whole lot of penetration on that
I
defensive
don't
line
know,
tonight.
dude. That's a big dude. Shoot. I mean, pretty sure he's a D1 commit. Benching 405 pounds. Squatting about 600. Shoot. I'm squatting about 500. That's it. Benching 295. That's it.
It's a big
That's
boy.
a big boy. I don't know. They just pounded it down the middle, trying to hold my gap. That's it. Backers ain't doing their jobs. It's just.
It was a rough night. So, let's talk about something positive. Last week, going into Winslow, shutting them down, always huge, big rival. Shutting them down in their own house, 12-0. Walk us through some of that.
We're all hyped, I guess. Everyone, when we came out, everyone was flat. I was trying to hype them up. That over there, we weren't flat. I didn't have my my other guy that's usually hyping up, our quarterback Darren, so we weren't hyped.
Missing some key components tonight.
Yep.
Understand that. What's it look like going the rest of the season?
It's gonna be pretty easy. This is gonna be our hardest matchup. Everyone we should beat until we get to playoffs. Then we can start seeing some comp.
Gotcha. Okay, cool. Hey, I appreciate your time. Let's get Simi in next. Hey, keep up the good work. Here with Simeon Shaw, another great offensive outing. Obviously not the outcome we wanted. Why don't you walk us through some of your struggles tonight?
I just say on offense, like the team already knew like what type of player I was. So every time I lined up single, they just doubled me. And William Kynes had a nice touchdown because they doubled. And if you're doubled, there's someone always open. So,
Absolutely. I mean, and you did your job. You hung in there.
Yeah.
Let them double you up. Let them open up, another area. There was great team play from your side. Even when they contain you, they can't contain you, though, right? I mean, you're always finding a way to help the team to open up.
Yes, sir.
So that's good. So let's talk about last week. Something positive. Like I was telling Devin, going into Winslow, shutting them down 12-0. Walk us through some of that.
Yes, sir. Winslow, we came there with energy and not making an excuse or anything, but we had our starting quarterback that game, unlike this game. But we just came with energy, and we just played as a team over there, besides the light outage.
Yeah, I heard about that. Definitely can put a damper on some momentum and trying to build things and put things together. Moving forward, I mean, where's your guys' head at as a whole locker room? What's the attitude moving forward?
This game is just a learning game. We still have many games to go throughout the season. The season's not over. This is a learning game. We just watch film, learn, and get the wins.
That's what I like to hear. Chris, you got anything?
Yeah, so next week, got to go to Monument Valley, long bus ride.
Mm-hmm.
So how do you guys get yourself hyped up, right? Because Holbrook has a history on long bus rides to come off flat.
Yes, sir. Honestly, it just starts right on the bus, not even on the field. We just get hyped up on the bus, coming to their home, and just like taking over their home. We have that mindset.
That's what I like to hear. Let's hope we keep the energy going. And I know it wasn't the outcome we wanted tonight, but I know you guys got a great season ahead of you. Good luck moving forward.
Yep, thank you.
All right, thanks.
I'm good. All right.
All right, Coach Agramont here. Thanks for joining us tonight.
sir.
I know it wasn't
Thanks, Coach.
an easy night out there tonight. Tough
Definitely
night.
not.
You know, me and Chris were talking in the booth earlier during the game. And any level, every team has a stinker. This doesn't define you guys or who you are. What's the plan moving forward? How do you bounce back from this one?
Oh, well, we need to clean up some stuff at practice for sure. All the little mistakes, those those penalties are just eating me alive, man. That stuff drives me nuts. Like simple things that are in our control, we should be able to control them and not have to worry about making silly mistakes like that, because look at what it did to us. I think there was one play that we moved back 25 yards on 5 different 5-yard penalties.
Yeah, it kills you.
Yep.
That is ridiculous. Like, we got to clean that stuff up. So that's where we're starting at. I'm not hitting no panic buttons. We're good.
Yeah, no, definitely. I agree with you. Definitely no reason to hit the panic.
No.
You got the whole season ahead of you.
Yeah.
Like I said,
This is game 2.
You know, one bad loss doesn't define
Yeah,
a team. And
yeah.
even up to the pros, everybody has a stinker.
Dude, that St. John's team is legit.
Yeah.
They're legit. Watch out, 2A, because St. John's is for real.
And you know, they were controlling the middle.
Yeah.
They were able to contain on the outside with Montijo, and you know, sometimes you just got to tip your cap and move on.
Amen. Amen. Hey, I threw everything I could think of at him. So
Right.
It's frustrating as a coach. You always want to be successful. You always want to win, but can't always, you know.
Absolutely. And once again, I mean, we asked the other two guys too, and I want to get your opinion. Let's talk last week, kind of putting them Bulldogs in their kennel and keeping them there, shutting them down in their own house, 12-0. Walk us through it.
That was nice. So, you know, the lights and everything, that game, that whole day just kind of seemed cursed from the start. We got the buses, we got everybody loaded up, and we were getting ready to leave, and one of the buses died on us. Oh. Yeah. And so, like, we had it full of equipment and kids and everything. So, boom, last minute, we're thank God for our transportation department, because they were on it. They had us a bus within 5 minutes. I made a phone call. They're like, meet me at the bus barn. We got you guys.
Shout out to the
Hey,
transportation.
Yeah, amen. Good job, transportation. And they, you know, we were rolling, and then we got there, and literally right before kickoff, we had one of our players. There was a situation with a family member in stands, and that family member ended up going to the hospital. So, you know, we're trying to make sure that we kept that secret from the player. You know, he's a starter, and you know, I'm not going to put out any names or anything, but we had to deal with that, and then the lights, and then Darren going down with the knee injury. Like that whole day just really seemed cursed. But man, we kept it together. Every play, every down. We defense was lights out in Winslow. It was awesome.
Facing a lot of adversity. I mean, that shows character of the squad, though.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Chris, you got anything?
Yeah. So moving forward, we know, you know, probably most of the games the rest of the season, Holbrook's going to be a pretty heavy favorite. How do you get your players to stay up at a level and not above, and not falling down to just a level where they're beating a mediocre to maybe subpar team?
So that's just me holding them accountable on all the little tiny things. You kind of halfway blocked them. That's not good enough. You know what I mean? We got to make sure we're staying on top of everything like that. And the amount of bodies I have this year, like, we have a bunch of kids. I have so many kids out. I don't even have enough helmets for everyone. So, you know, we have enough competition at practice this year. It's not just varsity beating up on a scout JV team. There's actually other varsity players on that scout team now. And so we're getting good reps. We get better. We get a lot better there. So that's going to be the key, is just making sure that we're not taking it lax. We're not putting a senior up against a freshman lineman. You know what I mean?
Right.
That does him no good.
Right.
He's just going to blow him over, unless that freshman's 6'2", 300 pounds. You know what I mean? Like, it does us no good to do that. And in years past, we haven't had the amount of bodies, so we haven't been able to do that. So, you know, like you said, we kind of spin your wheels. You kind of spin your wheels when you're just going out there and walking over a team 60-0. Like, it does no good for anybody, really. You know what I mean? It's demoralizing to the team that just got beat, and you know, it's inflating egos on the team that just won. So,
right.
You know.
Understand that. And you kind of touched on a little bit of the youth there. Let's talk about the sophomore, junior, Jonathan Sample. I mean, hey, from what we saw up here, I mean, he was poised, didn't have a whole lot of happy feet issues.
Yeah.
Showed some great IQ, taking the slide, throwing it away.
Yep.
What's your thoughts on him moving forward?
Hey, that's my future right there. And we're when once Darren graduates, we're all in on junior. He's legit, bro. He's gonna be legit, and he'll be just as good, if not better, than Darren.
Yeah.
I say that with full confidence. Like junior's gonna be good. He's got a good game good mind for the game of football.
So speaking of Darren, doing all right? I mean, are we?
So he's still, his knee's still swollen. We're waiting for him to get an MRI. Hopefully, no tendon damage or anything. We're ready to go in a couple weeks. He's eager. He's so mad. He wants to be in. He wanted to play tonight, and I'm just like, dude, your safety is more of a concern than winning a football game. Like,
Right.
I'm not. There's no need for it. There's no need to rush it. We're good. Junior can handle it for now until Darren gets back.
Yeah, we saw him down there from up here, and he was chomping at the bit, getting
Yes, he
under
was.
Randall's skin a
Yes,
little
he
bit.
was.
Now, here's the thing, folks. I'm all about sportsmanship, always. But I love seeing a fire in the
Passion.
belly of that player and coming in. Yeah,
It's passion.
How'd you feel about that? I saw you
love
grin
it.
a little bit.
I love it. I love it, and at the same time, it's a double-edged sword. It's great because he's showing passion not only for the game but for his teammates. He's not just wanting to be the best. He wants his teammates to be the best as well. So that's huge. That's something that a lot of our upperclassmen have been dishing out to the underclassmen this year is praise and complimenting these guys and building them up instead of knocking them down.
That's good.
Hey, we made a mistake. Try it this way. This is what I do. I always tell them, don't be
The explicit here.
Yes. Help your teammate out because you were once in that position.
Right.
And I think all these upperclassmen, especially the seniors, I got great senior leadership. They understand that and they realize it more. Hey guys, we're building a program here.
Absolutely.
We're building a program, top to bottom.
Absolutely. And Chris brought up a good point. Obviously Darren is the heartbeat of the team, and he gets the guys going. With Junior being in there, some cadence difference, a little kinks to work out here and there.
Yeah.
But so if Darren's out the next few weeks, what's the game plan moving forward with Junior? What's your focus?
We definitely got to work on our timing. We definitely got to get that stuff down with the timing, the receivers. He's more used to the JV speed, and the varsity speed. Sometimes Will breaks way sooner than a JV kid will, or Simeon is just gone.
Right.
You know what I mean? And so it's hard. He's getting better. He's getting all the first team reps in practice. So we just got to keep working him. And he's realizing that, and he has taken on this challenge. And when we first told him he was going to play this game, and he's like, he looked hesitant, but kudos to that young man for stepping up and trying to roll with these big dogs out here.
Right.
He stepped up. He really did. He saved our butts. So
Couldn't agree more. Yeah, he looked good.
He did. He really did. I agree.
Absolutely. Yeah, I think you need to change Simeon's number for the next game so they don't. They didn't even cheat their safety over. They just stacked their safety on him.
Yeah. and that's the thing, when you're a stud like that, you're going to drop double coverage, sometimes triple. So
Yeah.
it is what it is. But you know what? That kid may be double covered, but you'll see he still gets open.
Well, and he's still and like I was telling him earlier during his interview. I mean, even when they contain him, they can't contain him because he left. Them focusing on him left William Kynes wide open.
Exactly.
So I mean, he still did his job.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. That's it. He's got to be willing to either go out there, run the ball, catch the ball, or go out there and run a route and try to distract somebody.
Absolutely.
And he's willing to do that every play we got. So.
I got one last question for you. I saw you had a little bit of a longer meeting tonight.
Yeah.
You don't have to answer. You care to share some of that message?
Well, I told the team that scoreboard does not reflect the talent and the heart that we have. It doesn't. We let ourselves down. We let each other down tonight. We let our fans down tonight. That's not us. That's not Holbrook football. Whatever it was, 60, 63, 66, whatever it was, 12. That's not Holbrook football. and we'll send a statement next week.
Love to hear it.
All right.
We'll
Any
send a
last
statement
statements?
next week.
No, I'm excited for the season. A lot of new names on the list.
Yes.
So
a
we-
lot.
we
of
gotta learn them.
names. A lot of names.
Yeah, even it's great to see. It's kind of it's the positive and the curse of having a successful program,
Yes,
right?
yes.
You get more kids out, so you get more talent, you get more depth.
Yes.
But there's a lot of first year players that are starting out as sophomores and juniors and
I have
learning.
a couple seniors that are first year players right now. I mean, one guy, he played for me in 8th grade, so he's not technically a first year player, but in high school football he is.
It's a lot of speed to catch up
Oh
on.
yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. It's not the same as 8th grade, is it? Block the guy in front of you. No, we're
Right.
asking you to take steps and stuff now, and make sure you're turning your shoulders the right way.
Got to add the formula.
Yep.
Awesome. Well, like I said, not the outcome we wanted, but we do appreciate your time, Coach. And in a couple weeks, we'll see you here again, and
Absolutely.
hopefully with a W.
Yes, sir. Right on.
Thanks for your
Thank you,
time.
guys. Appreciate it.